So when
When will life?
whatever, Anya, what's up?
I pressed her. I turned red right away.
I thought you stopped,
No, I said three.
and then I go.
you got you got that wrong. Not that. Well, hello everyone. Anyone here?
Yeah, there's actually 5 people in the chat.
Woo! So, well, hello everyone. So we're finally live now officially. So this is that, and
So that was that.
I'm turning red again. Oh my Lord. Okay. Today I'm lucky to have Anna from the Raven Wolves channel. And again, for coming, Anna.
No, thank you for having me here. I'm excited.
Great. So today we wanted to talk about Beltane. And then I hope I say that right.
You can do it, Anya. I have faith in you.
The El Dia del Nino?
It was, I'll give it an 80.
Was it an 80?
Niño at the end. Niño, yeah. Because that end was yeah. But yeah, no, that was pretty good. Pretty good. You did pretty good. I'll give you an 80.
An 80? Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, no, you did it better than me saying. The only thing I know in German, can I curse? Oh yeah, I can say bad
Yes,
words.
you can.
Okay, the only word I know in German is Scheiße. So
Scheiße.
yeah.
That's a good one, Scheiße. You say that right.
Yeah, that's the only one I know.
If you want to make it extreme good, it's verdammte Scheiße.
What is it?
Verdammte Scheiße.
Verdammte Scheiße.
Verdammte Scheiße. Yes.
I have to
Yeah, you get 100 from me here.
My vocabulary is increasing in German. That's awesome.
Yeah, we will get that every show a little bit better.
Awesome.
So we decided today when we talked to talk a bit about Beltane and that Niño, because they're both celebrated on the same day.
In Mexico.
In Mexico, and Beltane, yeah, in Germany, UK, Ireland, and of course in the States, depending on where your belief is, right, or your heritage, your DNA. So yeah, so we wanted to share that. And first I want to say quick hello to everyone who's here. Jeremy, I know. And Desert Rose, Western Raven, Rosarian. What's up? I'm trying to get on your stream, but you stream too late, dude. I'm always in bed. Max, Experimental. Yeah, happy Beltane. And Bottle Cap, Sinastro. No, Senstrato. Oh my God, I can't even read today. Forgive me. You may hit me with one of your pedals. And Richard, Eli. Hey, good to see you. Matilda. So thank you everyone for coming. So Anna, so tell us a bit more about that day of the Children's Day.
So here, let me get my notes.
Get your notes.
Yes.
Hi, Tim.
So, for those of you, if well, let me ask you, Anya, when you were in Germany, did you guys celebrate the day, the Kids' Day? A day of the
same date, you mean? Or if we have a Kids' Day?
Do you have a Kids' Day? Like in Mexico is in April 30th. Like, do you guys have a set day, or do you guys even celebrate it? Or was that something that you grew up celebrating, or not really?
Nothing like with Children's Day or something. I mean, occasionally there's I don't know. Yeah, the Earth Day, that's on the regular date, but I can't recall Day of the Children.
Well, the reason why I ask is because in Mexico, I did grow up celebrating Kids Day, or uh, translated literally in Spanish, El Día del Niño is the day of the kids. So, so yeah, I grew up in Mexico with celebrating every April 30th, and usually what I'll tell you my experience, and then I'll go
Yeah.
in detail of what is this celebration about and how it started, and um, how as an adult, as somebody that is, you know, going inward and spiritually, I'm trying to find a spiritual, I mean, I'm on a spiritual path.
Yeah.
And now I see things from a different perspective. So I want to share those thoughts with you and the
I
people.
mean, because after all, that the Day of the Children is on a very interesting date, right? The May April to the May 1st, when the sun comes back, when the light comes back.
Yeah. And that's something, actually, that's what it inspired to inspire us to do this live stream, because yesterday when we were talking and I told you that it was a day of the kids in Mexico, you were like, interesting. And then you started talking about Beltane. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Beltane, and how like they kind of go together and stuff. So we're gonna definitely be talking about that, right?
Yeah, in Norse, it's actually on Icelandic, it's called Sigrblót. Sigrblót. I can't really pronounce it.
Me neither. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Sigrblót. Sigrblót.
So, okay. So me growing up in Mexico, the day of the kids is usually on a weekday. So yeah, on the day of the kids, you still have to go to school. Can you believe that?
What? That's not right, Children's Day.
Right. So no, but you do go to school, but you have a little celebration in your classroom, or the whole school has a celebration where it's like a carnival where the kids get treats. There's folklore dancing. It's just a day to celebrate kids. And I'm gonna go in more in detail, like I said, later. But so yeah, or your parents will give you a toy, or they'll try to cook your favorite meal and stuff like that, right? And then everybody tells you, "Oh, happy Kids Day," and sometimes they give you money or coins, or whatever. So it's a fun day for kids. Now, the background, a little bit of background behind it, because of course, as an adult now, I'm like, well, why they celebrate it? Like, I know it's to honor kids, but why? So doing some research, so this, hold on. Okay, so this celebration started in 1959 when the UN pretty much acknowledged the universal rights for children. Mm-hmm. So that's when the celebration started in Mexico. Now, I mean, in all over the world. And actually, I don't know, but the US also celebrates the day. And the reason why is because in 1926, hold on, I don't want to say the wrong dates here. Yeah, in April 30th of 1924, the Mexican president decided, that's when in 1924 when they gathered to the Geneva Treaty. And
UNESCO, that's what I know. UNESCO, they have something with children.
Yeah, they did the rights for children. That's in 1924 in April 30th. So Mexico picked that day in honor of when the treaty of kids' rights happened. So I thought that was kind of special, right?
Yeah, and it's interesting also because it's kind of, yeah, it's a treaty, it's a gathering, it's a contract. And back then, and we have to get into this now while you're talking, this is so cool, interesting, because back then, I mean, things were renewed, right? And on the spiritual things were started getting planned, or whatever you planned last year was coming out now in every level, right? Or uh, couples were bonding with a handfasting, and 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 also the clans, they had their little gatherings, ting meetings, and had their little contracts. And of course, later on during Christianity, it was misused. And so then it was like, it was decided what herd gets what land. You had to pay lease, you had to pay mortgage, you had to start working. Yeah, like you got taken into contract. And so, but we get in, I didn't want to interrupt your story. I just found that
No,
very
no.
interesting that this is about this time.
Right, right. And that's when Mexico picked that day. And I'm sure there's other reasons that, they don't say. But, we can kind of imagine or think about other things, right?
Yeah, I made a few notes too for that because I wouldn't remember the same word,
Yeah.
but I wanted to make sure.
But I just want to say a little bit of some of the fundamental children rights. So is the right of living, the right of education, the right of food, the right of health, the right of water, the right of identity, the right to the liberty, and the right of protection. So, oh, and also one thing that is traditional to do El Día del Niño, the Day of Kids, in Mexico, is to build your own kite and flew it. Like there's it's called La Feria del Papalote. The feria is like a carnival or of the kite. So everybody makes cool designs, you personalize it, and I don't know, it's just something cool and crafty that you do. You might have done it at school, and at some point in school, everybody, all the kids in school do that. Anyways, it's really cool.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun day for the kids, right?
Yeah. So, as an adult now, of course, actually, it's funny because before I didn't really pay attention, but yesterday on Facebook, a lot of my Mexican family and friends were posting pictures on their profile picture when they were kids. I actually changed mine too. And
All that.
it was totally a 90s picture, with the hair and the outfit and the little toy. Anyways, sorry, my screen went black. Hold on one second. Okay. And totally lost my train of thought. But anyways, the point I was trying to get is that now, as an adult, seeing things from a different point of view, I feel like, and in a spiritual way, I feel like the Day of the Kids, since you're an adult, you should actually look back and like acknowledge your inner child, because how many times, Anya, that we've done card readings, the inner child issues comes up all the time, right?
Or doing healing work, it's the same thing, always the inner child.
So I think as an adult, you can use the Kids Day to acknowledge your inner child and try to do some healing, and also try to explore a little bit of your inner child and bring it out to come out and play and, be that careless, spirit child that you once was. So I thought,
either care, like, that you didn't care as a child, that you were free, and your soul wasn't quite programmed then, but also maybe to listen, also to your inner child. What does it have to say?
right, like,
Because we can learn from our
a day
inner
to
child.
honor your inner child. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
And how much, like, can you imagine if everybody would do that every year? Like, if you know that, spiritually you have to do that inner work and, try to bring your, have an honor your inner child. That one day, if, it will be nice if you can do it often, not just one day, but, there'll be like a reminder to, hey, haven't paid attention enough to your inner child. Today is the day that you go out and play,
It's pop bottle caps. I'm not into the hard stuff yet. Sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah.
And listening, like, to the inner child, like you said, thinking back and now taking this time, and you take, maybe you look back and see how you were as a kid, as a child, free and fluffy, and and get to learn from it. And that matches so nice with Beltane, or Sigrblót.
So tell us what Beltane is, in case people don't know. So explain
Well,
it a little bit.
it's celebrated in many areas different. It's most likely it's like the beginning of summer. That's what it is. So, and depending on the tradition, the Celtic is more Beltane, and then you have more in Germany. It's called Walpurgis Night. This is when the witches meet with the devil. Blah blah blah. Right? It's just actually celebrating the birth of nature. It's the birth of life, right? And it's like you're coming out of the stagnation of winter, and you like in winter, like I compare that with the rune Isa, we rest. And so yeah, it's also about fertility, is about, yeah, it is really like sexual like, it's like energies that previously worked each year, right? Like, in that stagnation, they now get released and they come together to create a future. And so actually the past becomes the present, right? And whatever happens now becomes then the future again. Do you know what I mean? So, and it's also the festival of Freya and Frey, and they symbolize the male and the female energy, which is important, right? So, and then, like I said, or you have Kanunas and the goddess. So it depends on which area you are, but it's pretty much the same. And they both carry the primal power of, yeah, of the life force, of life and death. It's
Wow.
So for me, it's like Isa, right? The ice, the stagnation, the winter. Then is Lagus, the seed is growing. And then we have female and male, Kinas and Urus. I mean, I'm not explaining the runes. I do that always. So
you have videos for that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's about love, relationship, passion. It's starting your new projects, in every kind. It's actually, yeah, claiming your personal power. It's a whole. It's a complete new everything of everything. And of course, not to mention nature, right? That starts blooming. So everything
Yes.
everything symbolizes death and birth.
And cycles
Cycles of nature. And back in like in the north, like Iceland, they only had actually 2 seasons, winter and summer, up to this day. There is no in between. Am I echoing
I don't know.
on your end?
No, not from my end.
I just heard me echoing. Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
So, and that's, yeah, and of course, spirituality, right? So, and of course, there is the fire as a symbolic that melts the ice, that cleanses, that clears.
And also, I feel like fire reminds me, like you said, the energy of passion, like this, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, it does everything. It can destroy, it can give you warmth. Did I still hear myself echoing? Now it's gone again. Houston.
I don't hear it.
So yeah, and that's why you make those Beltane fires or Walpurgis night fires. So and it's to cleanse yourself, right? People either jump over the fire, of course not if it's recorded me.
I don't know. They're saying it's echoing. Oh, echoing gone.
Echo gone. Yes, echo.
I can't hear it from my end, so.
Huh. I still have echo. Do you have YouTube on in the background?
Oh, you know what? No, I don't. I mean, I do, but not on your stream. I have it on my phone. Hold on, I'm looking away from the. No. No. I don't have it. I don't know why.
Bottle Cat, I am a CFL football game. Shit. Maybe I should whisper, but then I still echo.
Do you have?
What the fuck?
Do you use what do you use for microphone?
My camera.
Have to whisper. I don't know. What about you? Do you have YouTube open?
No.
I don't know, Anya. I don't know. I'm not a tech. I don't know. Man,
Okay, now I'm not saying anything I wanted to say. Let me turn down my volume maybe here, but
yeah, I'm not technical support educated.
well, weird. So better now?
Okay, so Alex says that the echo comes and go. Strange.
Oh, well, weird. So anyways, fire. So they used back then, they used to either jump over the fire, of course not burning your ass, right? Or they walk through 2 different fires, and that was like a symbol of cleansing and leaving the old behind to burn off the death, like the sword with a flame, right? The flame sword, for example, or the phoenix and the ashes.
Rising from the ashes, yeah.
And also back in the day, it was used. They used to the fire. Now this is interesting. They used the fire to clean their herds, the animals, their stock, to keep them clear from diseases, right? So and then, but I had to make notes for that. I'm still looking for that one note that I found so interesting. Well, I had to write it down or I would have forgotten.
Yeah. I know.
So yeah, so like I said before, it was also couples that came together before they were hand fasting. Now they got together and the thing got together and over the course of year, of course, it became more and more political. So like I said, later on, they started making contracts about leasing, buying, recruiting employees, right? And guess who took that over? So, I mean, they did that back then, but not more in a trade way, and not like today. So, but I just have to explain that a bit. In the North, here out of the Edda, I talked about Snorri Sturluson before. He wrote the Edda. And he was, I cannot get too much into his story, but let me say he was like the spy. Like he got in there, he was like cool. Like he digged up some mean people doing what he did.
Oh wow.
So, and he wrote in the Edda. I don't know about those laws myself because I communicate different, right, with Odin. So he wrote down 3 proclamations in the Edda. They included a statement on when the 3 major sacrifices of the year should be made. So they should be sacrificed towards winter for good year, and in the middle of winter, sacrifice for good crop. A third in summer, that was victory sacrifice. And this is what that word actually means.
The
So
sacrifice word?
the Sigrblót, the Norse name for Beltane, or which means victory, victory by sacrifice. But that sacrifice thing, that was, of course, totally ripped apart, totally out of context later, right?
I see.
Because I mean, and when you hear all the stories about Vikings, I mean, they were not all like bloody and constantly out killing. There were uh shit, I just forgot my English. For fuck's sake. There were merchandisers. They traded, they traveled, and this term
I mean, I'm sure they were like just like every culture, every civilization. You have people that do certain things, but that doesn't mean that they all did that. You know what I mean?
no, and they went and explored as well, right? And of course, probably one head or the other rolled, but it was not that they just totally, oh, let's go out and kill some people because I like that tree and I want it. Like, but it's like this is a sacrifice to take a risk, for example, to want something new, right? This is a risk. If you want something new, if you want a change, and if you really want things to change, for example, we all want things to change, hint, then you really need to sacrifice. And that sacrifice doesn't mean you have to kill a goat or you have to kill someone or you have to sacrifice yourself. It's about exploring yourself like the Vikings did, maybe, and other cultures traveled and explored land. So you explore yourself, and once you,
Just
yeah,
what you're saying is to look within, to
yeah,
go within.
look within, explore yourself, take the risk and explore yourself. And once you do that, then you find maybe the enemy, which is called the fear. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So and
Here.
yeah, so and here that is what I wanted to get into, which I find goes back till now, what they made out of this Beltane, I find.
Okay.
So so that I got, so we all heard about Saint Patrick, who wasn't a saint, just saying. So he used the fire, for example. And I'm not bashing God believers or something. I'm just saying this is about the institution, right? So I mean, he went around in the name of the church and did a lot of shit, even if you just hear good things, but he didn't. So check this out here. So back then, the Irish king, right? So he took over that traditional fire for the renewal, for contracts, for good harvest, for spiritual wealth, well-being, and everything. So he started a fire, even though it was forbidden back then by the king. Those Easter fires back then, or Beltane fires, were forbidden, like, of course, right?
Yeah.
So, and this, what is written down of him. So now listen carefully. Listen. So, and the one druid, it was supposed to be a druid, but I'm getting into that in a bit too. The druids were reading that, and it was written down. And we have to know for that, then when they started slaughtering the people, Some of the druids actually went over there to Christianity to save their lives. Yes, there were weak people too. So I'm not saying all of those holy molies or druids or whatever. They're not all, I don't make a difference.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what that druid wrote down about that fire of the church. The fire for the king. The fire we see here will never go out. Whoever kindled it, it will be stronger than the fire of our custom. So that fire is stronger than old tradition, he says. And the one who ignited it will defeat us all, because the rule is with the one who makes it burn that night. He will subdue you and all men of your empire. All the kingdoms will fall before him, and he will fill his thing with him century after century. So there is that. And now, the druid might have been right, but
century after century.
So I'm thinking they took the magic. Not sure if it really was druids or if it was druids getting dark because they weren't strong enough, and the thing about spells is it gets renewed every year by the same people. It gets renewed every year. They do the same contracts, leases, arrangement. We just have arrangement and contracts going on. I'm just saying, new agreements for everyone, what they're allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do. But let's not get into that. I'm just throwing that out there. So, and spells are performed with fire and water, right? Earth and air. So, and they're being held in ceremonial places. So, and especially that time, it's also a time where the veil is thin again. So, and that's also why all the energies all over the place. And actually, it starts with the equinox. So it's about 12 days. So during that time, as we know, the energies, we feel them, right? And this is connected with that.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, now they're doing it again. Contracts and whatsoever, arrangements, always around that time. And people up to this day in certain countries, in Ireland, I believe too, they don't go to certain places because they think, the fairy folk and the nature creatures are there and they're threatening them and they're dangerous, not knowing that they could actually get help from them.
Oh, wow. So they use it for fear, like you were saying.
Yeah, so I just found that I just wanted to bring it in. It just matched.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
For what is going on. So, but I mean, at the end, it's all about renewal, right? It's about us. It's about nature. It's being in tune again. It's remembering who we are. We waited and now the summer comes in. The juices are flowing.
A new cycle begins.
Yeah. So, and that's why they use this time, I think, also for contracts and all other crap, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. There's so many things that they do behind the scenes for reasons, like with numerology and with all of that stuff, you know what I mean? Like symbology and all kinds of stuff that is not a coincidence, obviously. They do it for a reason, and they've been doing it for many centuries, like it said in that piece that you read to us.
So, I mean, of course, it's not all bad, right? It's for good purpose. So that's why that Children's Day, it's something nice. And when you look back, then you can still do something for yourself with that during that time. Renewal again. Remember who you were as a kid, right? As you said. And then take that from the past and bring it to life again.
Yeah, and do that, like you said, going inward and sometimes, the inner child is hurting, and by doing something good for yourself, that heals that inner child. Or even in a meditation, if you picture yourself and your inner child and just give it a big hug, um, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, I'm trying. And sometimes I'm not even sure if the inner child is hurt, or if we are hurt as a grown up, and the inner child just wants to comfort us at times. Like, hey,
To bring you back to those times where you were happy, your spirit was happy and full of joy, and I don't know.
I know exactly what you mean. Unless, of course, something happened, right? And your inner child, hey, can
Right.
you help me with that? Which happens too. But it's just like interesting that this is around these times, all those things. It's a really strong time.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
does God say? And as rulers of the world every year wear, but have lots of people killed, and their blood is thrown in a magic pool. What? The great god of poop?
All right. Trying to read. Oh, my phone in front of me, and it's a little.
What's with your phone?
Oh no, I'm reading the chat on my phone, but the letters are so little right now.
Hey, Josie. Oh, you can't see the chat on the.
On my computer, no.
Oh,
Maybe I need to whatever. Because last time I was able to see it.
yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
you
you
know
have to
what?
click.
Yeah, I do. There we go. Now we're talking. Yes.
There you go.
I was reading on my phone, and it's kind of far, and I'm like trying to see what it was saying. Okay, so I'm looking on the site because that's where the chat is. Okay.
Oh, more new people. Hello. So yeah, so that was like my story about it, right? I mean, I haven't done anything yesterday. I was too tired, to be honest. But even if you don't have to make a fire, right? If you can't make, not everybody is able to make a fire, so you can do it with candles too, and you can invite, your ancestors, your spirit guides, the gods, whatever, the fairies. So just make sure you leave the door open for them so they can go. So this is with everything that you invite, right? You have to be able to say bye.
Not
So
to linger. Yeah.
yeah, and it's a good time for wishes also, if you want to make wishes and burn them with a fire, with a little offering.
Good idea, Anya. That's awesome.
What could this be?
Don't know. My camera. Oops. But no, that's cool. I'm gonna do that actually when we're done doing this. I'm gonna do that. So interesting.
Yeah.
So are you gonna? That was actually my next question for you. How you celebrate it?
Yeah, usually I make a fire too, right? Well, like I said, I haven't yet. I might do one and have to steal some wood from the neighbor.
Billy says, doing my candle now for Feronia. I don't know what Feronia.
Ronya? Billy. Oh, Brandy, I didn't even go to sleep before one. I couldn't sleep. Holy mother. So yeah, like I said, I welcome, for me, of course, right? My guide is Odin and Freya in this case, or even the horned god, Canonos. It depends on who shows up. I leave my doors open, my spiritual doors open when I'm outside. And then I just see, I mostly rethink stuff. What happened the year before, I release it. If it needs to be
Do an
released.
offering? Do you put some booze or something?
Yeah, always. Like always. They always want some booze and some snacks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can leave some flowers too, but I know the little people here, they their food and booze.
Mhm.
And like, yeah, you cannot give Odin a glass of milk. Like,
I like what Experimental Elemental said. Children are light, free of weight.
yes.
So, yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
cool. So,
setting my intent
fire?
free. Yeah, I have a fire.
Oh, you have one right now going?
No, no, no. I'm going to
Oh,
maybe later. I'm gonna do a little fire.
nice. And this celebration is 2 days, right? Yesterday and today. It started yesterday.
It started yesterday, but you will feel it. That this is just the calendar,
And you
right?
know what? It's interesting because I just thought about something. All this week and increasingly, I've been having ear ringings randomly throughout the day, and I've been having a lot of deja vu's and a lot of like random messages just popping in my head. So I mean, it kind of makes sense because the energies are building up to something.
Yeah, and you can really start. It starts with the equinox when those energies get cranked up, right? And up to that time of Beltane. Like like yesterday, you could say I didn't even feel it, like really, like, but everybody has to feel in themselves too, right? It's not about the calendar. That's just an about. We know about the Gregorian calendar, of course. So, but
See, the Grey Wolf said he takes the milk, he just throws it to the land. LOL, Odin has been there very much.
yeah, exactly.
Brandon says that the Schumann resume has been all of the charts. It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so and that's why, like, because this is one of the most important times. The veil is thin, like I said in the beginning, and that's why the energies are off too, right? So and I would say maybe that's why they're doing it these days, because the veil is thin, portalish. So and it also back then, like in the North, it was also about, yeah, like I said, coming back from that winter, from the Isa, from resting, from gathering and all. And then once you came out of the state of this winter state, you were back into the material realm again. I can't explain it better. And then, yeah, you could say you would make Midgard your own again, like we would make Midgard our own again. So, and this is part of it too, that we are coming out of the stagnation from winter and of this death into life.
Right.
Take on Midgard, our earth, and everything belongs with it, nature, everything, our life, our happiness. And I think we should do that again because it's really nice, and we should not have anyone destroy that for us, right?
Yes.
So
Mating season.
mating season, yeah, that's absolutely too. That was done too. But it's funny also, right? Everybody thinks they were doing big orgies all over. It's like, come on now, you know.
Have you been to a not an orgy? I'm not going that personal.
Oh,
Have you
I was just
have you been to a Beltane celebration with like friends, or like have you done something like cool? Like, can you recall a time where you did something in Beltane that it was cool, like with other people
yeah,
celebrating?
like back in Germany, we always met with friends of mine, and of course we had fire, lots of honey wine, absolutely honey wine and beer,
Right?
and barbecue and whatever, and we gathered, and I made my little magic drink once with some ingredients in there, herbs, natural.
Yeah, of course.
So knocked one guy out because he drank my concentrate.
Oh
I'm
my
not
god.
repeating what was in there. I'm not allowed to.
Wow. You know, interesting thing talking about alcohol. I don't drink alcohol. Like maybe on a rare occasion, like I will drink if I'm in a party, or I don't go out to parties, but I don't know. It's rarely when I will have like either a margarita or, you know, a beer or something. But I don't drink. I don't really drink. But today I've been craving Malibu rum. Like, what the heck? Out of nowhere. So that was weird.
Maybe give some little offering somewhere if you have something in the house.
I do
Maybe put something up. Could
have
be a
a
hint.
bottle of champagne that is not open. And it has my name on it. My mom bought it for me because the name of the champagne was Anna something.
Oh yeah, I remember that you brought that with you.
Yeah. So, yeah. But no, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that, out of all days today, that's when Malibu.
Could be a hint, from your guide. Hey, hello.
Yeah. It just like hit me just now. Yeah. Makes sense now. I got it. Okay. Got it.
Hint acknowledged. Copy that. So are you gonna
Yes.
are you gonna celebrate anything?
Yes. I'm going to do the fire thing. Well, I've been telling you that we've been planting. Ransom made this awesome planter things to grow our own food and stuff, and we planted like all kinds of stuff. And he made me a little herbal, like a box where I'm planting. I planted already actually some herbs. I planted some jarrow, some borage, and catnip. And the catnip, and I don't know which one I don't know if it's borage or jarrow, are already growing. They're tiny little bit, but anyways, and his brother brought over a wood burning thing. It's like, I don't know, it looks like what natives, it's a special shape where how the natives used to. Anyways, it's round. Anyways, it's a fireplace outdoors. So he have extra wood that he didn't use, and we've been burning it. So yeah, I'm gonna tell him to light it up, and we'll be out there.
Nice, very nice.
I'll be doing my witchy dance.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, definitely, I'm doing that. Yeah, I'm excited actually.
Yeah, you see, I had craving the other day for Baileys.
Huh?
The Baileys.
I don't have any Baileys.
Oh, I got strawberry Baileys forever because I don't drink.
I thought you said bay leaves.
No, I got bay leaves too, but I don't drink them.
Never mind. I was like, bay leaves. Oh, okay.
Yeah, suck them.
You chew on them, yeah. That's funny. Yeah. That's funny.
Oh my God, I coughed live, didn't I? I just remembered I coughed live.
Child, there might be some Karens out there.
Ooh, I smoked like a mofo today, I have to admit. Not good.
No bueno.
Matilda F. Baileys. Yes, Baileys with coffee, Brandy.
Baileys.
Baileys.
I never had Baileys with coffee.
I think I'm gonna get me one. So let me read a bit. I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring anyone in the chat. Oh my God, I can't even talk today. Forget it.
Oh, so, that's awesome, Grant Wolf. He says that those fire pits are great for any offerings. That's awesome. I'm excited, and also this is the very first time that I ever planted, and like we're planting and focusing, and we're excited about growing our flowers and seeds.
Yeah.
And our Ransom planted shitloads of hollyhocks, and I never seen a hollyhock before, and now they're blooming. I've been sending Anya some pictures of them, and
they're so pretty, really beautiful. And
now we have red ones, we have white ones that inside they're pink in the inside, and now the ones that bloom today are the pink ones.
They're really gorgeous. Like we have them in front of our office. They start coming now, but sometimes you can see 2 days later, like it's like, where did you come from overnight?
But I have to say, like I said, this is the very first time that I actually planted. Me and Ransom actually do this for the first time, and it has a lot of spiritual stuff in it because it's like you're growing something. You planted a seed, and you're making it grow. You feed it water. You take care of it, and I don't know. And then it's gonna be trippy, like eating your own food that you made it from a seed. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. When I had my first batch here with potato and carrots, I was sitting with my plate here like, wee, right? Like it's just fun and it feels good and it connects you and digging in the dirt
Yeah,
and
touching it, and there's yes.
yeah, you're like really connected and plus like dirt is really good for immune system, just saying. I had to
And
throw that
honestly,
in.
I have to admit it. I don't like touching dirt, but I've been having to deal with that because like I don't ground like normal people. Like I don't walk outside out with no shoes. Like I can't. No, I can't handle it. Especially now here in the desert. Like no.
Well,
But
that's pokey and hot.
but yeah, no. But I've been using my hands on the dirt, so I know that's a way of healing because for some reason I have issues with that. So I don't know.
So I wanted to say something to Roblox. I
Right,
was
Brandy.
I was
And
reading that,
yes,
not ignoring.
yes,
Yes, sexual energy is important to understand Roblox, but I'm not into orgies. I'm not judging anyone,
no.
And sexual energy is important, not only for the sexual part, but that's a different subject.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm gonna try that next time I plant. Grey Wolf says every plant I plant, I put intention. So when they grow, so those the healing and wishes for everyone's that needs. Yes, that's
I mean,
awesome.
there was also the tradition, I don't know if that is here, but when if you can, if your child is born, you can plant a tree and they can grow together, right?
Awesome.
So that's like your own personal pet tree.
Yes, that's awesome. And actually, now that you talk about tree, Ransom got me, but it's not only mine, of course, but he bought it because I wanted it. He bought
Oh, why not?
a lime tree, and we planted it like as a family, like his son, me, and Ransom. We planted the lime tree, so it's like this big. Oh no, I lied. It's a little bit bigger. I don't know, but yeah, we planted it and stuff.
My
So
daughter has a huge lemon tree and really from a seed. I'm not kidding. I was there and I was laughing at her. I'm like, yeah, good luck with that.
or she planted it.
Yeah. Like
Awesome.
3 years ago.
This one is, I'm sorry, this one is a Mexican lime tree, not lemon, lime tree. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Roblox. That's a tradition too. If you get it out of the hospital these days, to say.
Yeah. But
Um,
anyways, it's interesting to see. But
all
yeah, definitely.
depends on the tree. I know some took birch, some took oak. I had someone taking pine. I think you will pick one. So
Yes, there are, Josie. Those are my favorite limes.
yeah, and yeah, her tree said huge in the pot.
Wow.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I mean
Did
she
you plant
lucky
it when our
about
daughter was born, when your grandbaby was born?
that. What? Sorry,
Did she planted it when your grandbaby was born or?
no, she was born already.
Oh, okay.
They
Oh,
started.
that's still cool because she's gonna grow up, you know.
Yeah. No, they're happy out on the farm, right? They planted 1 year. They had a lot of potato and stuff and really nice. So now they're getting yeah, meat from a local farmer that officially sells cows.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yep. He slaughters them for them and but it's possible. It can happen. Guess
Yeah,
what?
we want to get chickens, but we're not allowed to have chickens in the city limits. So no chickens. I mean, I want them not to. We don't want to. I mean, eventually, like if we ever need to, we would. But we don't want to eat the chickens. We want to get the eggs.
Yeah, that's what I would like to. Or they would like chicken too, but the coyotes would
Yeah,
be
yeah. We
happy.
have coyotes here, and yeah. Oh, I think foxes too.
Yeah, they have too many coyotes there.
Mountain lions.
So, yeah, so that was an hour now.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me, and I
Well,
like
thank you very much for sharing that, Anna. That was fun having you on again.
and matching it, right? And in that, I mean, it's always amazes me how, I'll be telling you something or you be telling me something, and I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds like the Mexican celebration for this, or
And I'm like, wait, that's Norse. That's what?
yeah. So
I
I
mean,
like,
it's two different celebrations, but the background and the meaning and story, it's so
yeah, it intermingles. I think that's the word. So yeah,
mingling.
intermingling.
And you can go and mingle on Beltane.
I don't know. But anyways, thank you, Anya, and thanks everybody for watching.
Yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by, and you have a good day and a good night wherever you are, right?
Mhm.
And take care, everyone. Bye.
Guys.